Hello everyone and welcome back to the New Hampshire Business Show. My name is Chris Pastrana and today we're here with Janet Hutchens of Hutchens Media and Building to Brilliance. How's it going?
It's going great. How are you?
Doing very well. So let's get started. Talk a little bit about yourself and your business and we'll kind of build on from there.
Okay, so Hutchens Media is my primary business, and that is a marketing and advertising firm. We are located right in Hanover on Main Street, above the Canoe Club restaurant, for those of you who know Hanover. Our tagline is integrated marketing by design, because we like to have clients have long-term relationships with clients and see their brand and their brand sort of carried out throughout all of their media channels, whether it be print or website or social media, and make sure that that branding is consistent and the message is consistent throughout all the different media channels. We work with a lot of local clients, but we have clients that go up into the Burlington area and also down into Boston as well.
Okay.
And we do everything from branding to marketing plans to websites, social media, print, bus signs, you name it.
That's pretty cool.
All of that type of stuff.
I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, you probably have a different name for it, but I learned that as integrated marketing campaigns.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a campaign that's integrated across all spectrums.
Right.
And that's a very nice avenue to be in because it's where most businesses mess up.
That is true. That is true. Yep, they have this person doing this and that person doing that,
Yeah.
and the communication gets lost, and the branding gets lost, and the message gets lost. So that's why we really like to work with a client across the whole spectrum of media.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So let's jump into it. So what is it that you guys do? Or how or whatever. How you want to do it.
So how do we go about it? Well, we really like to interview our new clients and really get to understand what their business is about, of course, what their products and services is about, but also really dig down deep and find out why they're doing what they're doing and bring out their uniqueness that sets them apart from their competitors. We like to help them also to define ideal client profiles and narrow in on their market, niche it down. I call it getting nichey with it.
I like it. It's funny.
So, and we just really feel like it's important to really understand the backstory of the client so that we can actually bring that out in their marketing and advertising to really show their uniqueness and also show their authenticity in their product and business.
Yeah.
So really understanding what their backstory is and bringing in that all out.
Okay. It's a good focus. I keep saying your marketing is huge and important for businesses, and
It is.
I on my end, I typically see either they have no plan and they just kind of wing it.
Spaghetti throwing, as I call it.
Yeah.
I actually make them do a spaghetti, we call it our pasta pledge, so that they will not do spaghetti throwing anymore, throwing an ad here, throwing an ad there, hoping it sticks.
Yeah.
Because you have to have a plan. It's the only way to go on the road to success. You gotta have a map to get there.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
So you mentioned something earlier, and that's the why.
Yes.
So let's talk about it. What started all of this for you?
Why? Well, when I was really, really little, back when I was in elementary school, I actually had a newspaper.
Okay.
And I did a lot of the illustrations. It was with my best friend, Hannah Mahoney, way back when. Did the illustrations and did the writing and did the layout. And it was just a little newspaper called the Kirkconey Whisper, sort of fashioned off of the Village Voice. So I think I've always had a passion for art and design and writing and even actual, layout, magazine layout. And when I went to college, I had a major in not graphic design, because that really wasn't a field at the time. It sort of dates me a little bit, but in studio design. And then after that, I realized I really wanted to continue with a career in some sort of art field and in design. So I got into graphic design and Actually worked at Wang Laboratories in their design department. You probably don't remember what Wang Laboratories
No.
was, but it was one of the major computer companies in the day, back in the IBM, early IBM days. And they had an all in-house design department, so I worked in there. And then when I had started having children, my husband at the time decided that he was making enough money that I could stay at home as long as I brought in some business. So I made up a little business card and started Hutchens Design back in 1987. Went around to the local printers, got a few jobs, and did that while my kids were growing up. And then since they left the nest, I decided to take it to a whole new level, turned it into Hutchens Media, and got it out of the house. And for the past 10 years have been, going full bore on it.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Because 10 years is a pretty good amount of time to stay in a small business.
Yeah.
Because usually they fall off a lot sooner than that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think one of the keys to our success is really getting to know the clients, getting to understand them, and having a relationship with them. I think we're good listeners that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, being a good listener is important.
Yes.
That's funny.
Yep.
I don't know. So what other type of stuff do you handle? 'Cause I know we talked about kind of some of the stuff you do.
Right.
And so what's the full scope of kind of what you like to handle for clients?
The Hutchens Media does all the marketing and advertising and all that type of thing. But what we also were doing with Hutchens Media is we do lunch and learns, educational lunch and learns, and morning mingles, as we call them.
Okay.
And as a result of the lunch and learns, they would be a subject on social media or website redesign or that type of thing. We were getting a fair amount of people coming to them, about 20 people once a month coming to the workshops. We decided to create what's called Building to Brilliance, which is a secondary company.
Okay.
And that is all education focused. We like to, because I'm a believer in self-improvement and personal development, professional development, coupled with marketing. The courses are all about a combination of all of that.
Yeah.
And currently, we still do workshops, but we are also building a series of online courses so that anybody in the world will be able to take them. For example, one of them is how to create a small business marketing plan, is one of the courses.
Okay.
Another one is what we call the 5 essential questions. It's why, who, what, where, and when, and how answering those 5 questions can lead you to develop your elevator speech, your ideal client profiles, your unique selling proposition. It can help you to define what your branding story is. And it can actually help you create a business plan, which you could then take to a bank or another investor if you're at the point where you need some more funds to keep your business going.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of really good areas to touch on there.
Okay.
So, because we had a kind of our own little chat about avatars beforehand.
Yes.
Which is good. But selling propositions and a lot of the other stuff is, as we mentioned, areas businesses just completely lose track of or don't even do it before they start selling.
Right.
And
right.
probably shouldn't do that.
No. Well, I'm really kind of amazed at how many business owners will go to networking events, but they don't know how to effectively articulate what they do many times.
Yeah.
And I mean, an elevator speech pitch, whatever you want to call it, is so critical in just being in a networking event, which is vital for small businesses, actually, I think, going to networking events.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I love networking events because I like people,
Mm-hmm.
and it's good for what I do.
Sure.
Definitely.
Definitely.
Yeah, but my only thing is if they don't know how to work a networking event well,
Mm-hmm.
you can get a lot of the here, come see me, here, come see me, here, come see me, and people don't like that either.
Right.
So I guess knowing how to finesse your way through a networking group is important, but yes,
Yeah.
networking is important.
Yeah.
That's my only caveat to it, would be that.
Yeah.
Is be careful how you go about it.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's pretty fun.
Well, I mean, and I think this course that we're developing,
Yeah.
the 5 essential questions, it helps you. It'll help you define what your story is, which is an easy thing to talk about because most people start their own business because they're passionate about what they're doing. They feel they can do it better than their past situation. And bringing that out in a conversation, everybody loves enthusiasm and loves to see passion behind what people do.
Yeah.
You're probably familiar with Simon Sinek, right?
Yes.
So, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it.
Yeah.
So really bringing that out in conversation is exciting.
Yeah. Which is actually a really funny point because when I run into people, you're right. It's something that people like to see and it's motivating to see, but people are afraid to do it because I don't know why. I don't know if it's a culture thing, but
Right.
being like,
Too grandstandy.
yeah, but being like super motivated about something and like driven to something, people are like afraid to admit their goals on something. I don't know if it's they're afraid of failing or whatnot, but
Right.
that's an area where I run into a lot of people and I'm like, it's okay, like
Yeah. Tell
go
me what your
talk,
goals are, right?
Yeah, and they're just afraid to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So
I think in this course we go through. There's 5 or 6 pages because there's workbooks. 5 or 6 pages of questions that talk about not just 6 months from now, but we talk about 10 years from now.
Yeah.
Talk about what kind of house do you want to live in? What kind of people do you want to meet?
Yeah.
Where do you want to travel? I mean, because having the bigger vision will always help you get there, but you have to feel it, you have to see it, you have to identify the bigger vision
Yeah.
if you ever want to get there.
Yeah.
You can't be thinking just about next week. You got to think big. Go big or go home.
Yeah. And like I said, I think that's the area people struggle with is they're afraid of thinking big because for whatever reason they think it makes them feel greedy or something like that.
Right.
But there's also like a fear of failure and then admitting what you want because if you fail you think everyone's going to look at you like you're an idiot.
Yeah.
But you need to get rid of that type of stuff.
Totally
You can't
need to
be
get
afraid
rid of
that.
it because there is no such thing as failure. The only people who fail are the people that just don't try.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The people that try that might not have worked out the way they thought it was going to work out, but chances are it opened up other opportunities, it gave them a different mindset, it pushed them in a different direction. So I never view it as a failure.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like it. Anything in particular we haven't touched on that you want to touch on?
Just that we're excited about these online courses coming out.
Okay.
We hope to be launching them at the beginning of September.
Okay.
And also we're going to be doing a podcast show
yes, podcast.
at one point. We're going to be calling it the Brilliance Show because it's going to be associated with building to brilliance.
Okay.
And it's going to have some educational pieces in there, some tips, and then interviews with brilliant entrepreneurs.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like that. Now you guys are out in New Hampshire, right?
Yeah, we're right in Hanover.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. You should join the Podcast New Hampshire network.
I
There's a lot
will.
of, podcasts out of New Hampshire are all on this network, so we all know who each other are and
Awesome.
stuff like that's cool.
I will definitely do that. Send me the contact
Will
information
do.
about that. Okay. That
That's pretty
sounds
funny.
cool.
So I like that. I'll be looking forward to see that because I think self-sabotage is an area that I think plagues entrepreneurial world and everybody, but in particular, businesses get hit with it pretty hard.
Yes.
So anything to help battle that, I think is a good thing.
Yeah. Well, I'm also a big proponent of helping people out. I mean, tips of the day and simple things which I take for granted knowing can really help an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Very cool. So how do people get in touch with you if they want services or just chat or whatever?
Well, our website is hutchensmedia.com, and Hutchens is with an E, so it's HUTCHENS media.com. and then buildingtobrilliance.com. Our email is janet@hutchensmedia.com or info@hutchensmedia.com. And there you can find our phone number and our location, and we would love to hear from people.
Perfect.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's been fun.
Thank you. It's been a lot of fun for me, too.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much for watching. That is it for today. Hope everyone enjoyed the interview, and we will see you all next time.